back to my little crochet corner. My name is Maham and I crochet things that turn your everyday objects into something a little bit cuter or bookish inspired items. I do a little bit of both. You can find some of my free patterns posted over here on my blog, and if you like my work and want to support me with donations or purchase some of my coffee patterns, you can do that over here. So recently I used pixel grids or tapestry crochet to create an adorable heart bag and matching pouch, and I also made a bookmark. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the bookmark, and using these tutorials you can eventually learn how to create your own pixel grids and follow them and create your own pieces as well. If you like these kind of pieces, if you want to see more tapestry crochet tutorials on my channel, please let me know what I should make next. I'd love to have some ideas from you, as I'm always looking for new inspiration. And yeah, let's get started. For the bookmark, I'm using a 3mm hook and yarn size that's appropriate for that hook. I do recommend that you use a thinner yarn, not a thick one, for the bookmark, and a smaller size hook, whether that is 2mm, 3mm, up to 4mm. I think that would work. That's just because you don't want your bookmark to end up being way too thick, and then that would look weird once you use it as a bookmark to keep it in your book. But if you use a thinner yarn and a smaller size of hook, you should be okay. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot. There, I have my slip knot, and now we're going to be chaining the number that is shown in our grid. I'm going to put the grid up for a second over here. So in the grid we can see that we have to chain 11 times because there are 11 boxes. So just hold on to your slip knot and chain 11 times. Make sure that it is a little bit tight, because in my past few projects I've had trouble with the slip knot being too loose. 2, 3. Here I've got my 11 chains, and now we're going to be doing a turning chain, which doesn't count as part of our stitch count or our grid. It's just the chain that we use to, well, turn our work. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to make a row of foundation single crochets just to start off our bookmark. So you don't have to do any color switches here. All you have to do is start by single crocheting into the second chain from your hook. That's the chain that I just did. This is the second chain from my hook. I'm going to go into it and I'm just going to make a single crochet. And now you're going to go into each chain all the way down the row and just insert one single crochet. You can keep count and make sure that at the end, once you reach over here, you should have 11 single crochets. Here I've completed my row, and it's completely normal for your work to curl like that. It's fine. Your work is going to stop curling as you add more rows. I've got 11 single crochets, one in each chain, and now I'm going to be starting my next row. To start your next row, you chain one, your turning chain, turn your work, and now we're going to be inserting 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But once you reach your 5th single crochet over here, do not complete it. Instead, we are going to be switching colors over there, because if you look at our grid, on the 6th stitch we have to have purple. So don't single crochet into the chain. Go into the first stitch or the first single crochet of the row and just do 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches. Here I've got 4 single crochets and I am just about to do my 5th. So we're going to go into the 5th stitch, pull up a loop, but you're not going to yarn over and pull through 2. Instead, we are going to be attaching our next color, and this is basically how tapestry crochet works. You attach the color in the previous stitch, not on the stitch that you're supposed to have that color on. So in our 6th stitch, we're supposed to have purple, so we're going to attach it on our previous 5th stitch. To attach the color, you just make a little loop like this and pull through these 2 loops with your color, completing the single crochet while also attaching your next color. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to hold on tight to this white, and you're going to be single crocheting with the purple now. So to do that, just make sure that your white is with your purple. So get a grip on that, make sure it's tight, And now you're going to be going to the 6th stitch over here. Okay, I'm into the 6th stitch. You're going to just pull up a loop and you're going to be single crocheting like normal, like that, completing your 6th stitch. Now, this is what you would have done if you had more purple afterwards, but we have 5 more stitches of white to do. So what you're going to do is, sorry, I should have cleared that up in the beginning, that I was just showing you how to start your next color. But for this grid right now, we need 1 purple and then 5 more whites. So what you're going to do is you're not going to be completing the single crochet with purple. Instead, you're going to be holding onto the purple on this end, grabbing onto the white, and completing the single crochet with the white to switch back to your white color. Now you have your white color on your hook. You're going to be carrying the purple because we're going to need it for the other rows, and you're going to complete doing your next 5 single crochets for the area around your heart. So make sure that your purple or whatever yarn you're not working with is being carried with your work. So make sure that you are single crocheting over it. I've completed the row, and this over here is the leftover yarn that I was carrying, so you can just ignore that and cut it later. But I've basically done 5 more single crochets with the white in the next 5 stitches, and now we're going to be starting our next row. So I'm just going to wrap this purple on the other side before I chain 1, and then I'm just going to chain 1 and turn my work. And now we're going to be doing 4 single crochets with the white, 3 single crochets with the purple, and then 4 single crochets again with the white. So that means that you're going to be switching colors on your 4th single crochet with the white. So let's do it together. Go into your first single crochet of the row with white and just single crochet 4. So I'm about to do my 4th single crochet. This is where I change colors. I'm just going to go into it like normal, pull up a loop, but then twist over the yarn like this, grab my purple, and complete the single crochet with the purple to change to my next color. Now we're going to be doing 3 single crochets of purple and then 4 of white. That means that we're going to be switching colors on our 3rd single crochet with the purple. So I'm doing my 2nd right now, and now I have to do my 3rd, which is where I switch colors. So grab onto the purple yarn like this, take my white, and complete the 3rd single crochet with my white. And now we're just going to be doing, till the end of the row, 4 single crochets with white. I completed my last single crochet of the row, and now we're going to be starting our next row. So same as before, I'm just going to cross the purple to the back before I start my next row by chaining 1, turn your work, and now we're going to be just following the grid. So this time we're going to do 3 single crochets with white, 4 with purple, 3 with white again, and it's going to be the same thing as before where you're going to be switching colors on the previous stitch. So right now I'm doing 3 single crochets with white. I'm going to switch colors on my 3rd single crochet. So right now I'm doing my 3rd, and this is where I switch colors because next I have to do 5 single crochets with purple. So I switched colors, and now I'm going to do 5 single crochets with purple while carrying my white yarn. I'm going to switch on my 5th single crochet and then do 3 single crochets with white. Okay, doing my 5th with the purple. Time to switch colors, grab onto your other color, complete the single crochet with it, and just single crochet 3 to complete this row as well. And this is basically how you work with a grid. I hope you've got the hang of it, because now we're going to be completing the grid by ourselves. This is what mine looks like so far. So now we're going to be completing our rows by following the grid. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you how to start the next row again. Make sure that you're grabbing onto your color, moving it to the back, and then chaining one. Also, it's normal for your piece to go inwards because you're pulling this over here so it gets tighter. You can just pull it back out. Once you've chained one, you turn your work and then you just follow the grid. So if in your grid it shows 2 boxes of white, you're going to do 2 single crochets, but then you're going to switch on the second because you always have to switch colors in the previous stitch. So look, I'm going to switch colors here. And then you just continue like normal, following the grid. Here's what my next finished row looks like. I switched on the 7th purple single crochet back to white, did 2 more white single crochets. And if you want a written pattern for this, it'll be up on my Ko-fi, and the grid will be up on my Pinterest. The links to both of that are in the description box. And I'm going to finish all of the rows according to the grid. If you get confused at any point, you can just replay the parts of me doing the previous rows, or you can purchase the written pattern where I tell you exactly when to switch colors and how many single crochets to do. That's the pattern on Ko-fi. And yeah, I'm gonna check back with you once I'm done with the rows of this heart. Here is what my finished heart looks like. It's so pretty. I just want you guys to know that one side won't look all that great and then the other side would look better than that one. So whichever side looks better, that's the side you're going to be using for your bookmark. And I do want to say that this grid is customizable. You don't have to follow it exactly. So after I finish the last row, which is just plain white single crochets where I was carrying the purple, I'm going to start following the grid and make my bookmark longer and longer by repeating the same heart pattern, starting from the second row. So starting from the row where we had this little purple. But what you can do is if you want a bit more white space, you can start from the first row, do another row of just plain white single crochets, and then start the heart pattern. The main thing is that you just repeat the rows by following the grid until your bookmark is as long as you want. I also just want to say that it's completely normal for your yarn to get tangled up like this. I recommend taking some time to untangle your yarn before you start the next heart. It'll make your life so much easier rather than untangling it at the very end or getting stuck in between. Here's my finished bookmark. I repeated the grid pattern 4 times, and this made the bookmark almost as big as a regular paperback book. And then what I did is that I chained one with the white and then chained one with the purple, and now all I'm gonna do is just pull this out and tighten, and there's gonna be a little knot there. And what you can do is you can make it a double knot. The scratching you hear is my cat trying to leave the room. So I'm gonna let my cat out, and this is basically what your bookmark looks like all done. You can weave in the ends, you can knot them and just cut them really close to the edges, whatever your preferred way of ending a project is. And there we go, there's your cute little bookmark. You're gonna see that your bookmark is curving up a little bit, so what you can do to make it flat is just take one of your books and put it at maybe the last page and just leave it in the book overnight, or maybe put the book under something heavy and your bookmark should flatten itself out.